Hey everyone, Razzbowski here, and welcome to Fredbears Legacy. This is a FNAF related novel written by Kivanti or Expand. Now, Expand contacted me, said, I'm writing a FNAF novel, do you want to check out the first chapter? I checked out the start of it and it is dope as hell, so I thought, hell yeah, you guys wanted more stories on the channel. Here we go! Get those butts prepared. Fredbears Legacy, Chapter 1, Dead Eyes. As I heard my own breathing, there I was, standing inside the one restaurant from my childhood, and now rotting in the middle of nowhere. Not to mention the large, destroyed bear ripped straight from my childhood, standing right before me, staring at me with his cold, dead animatronic eyes. It was him. The old yellow, now partially stained green mechanical robot who constantly haunted my dreams in pursuit of something within my own mind. I began to run away from the vision of the bear and into a curtain perfectly hiding me in the next room. I was on the stage, the exact stage blurred in my dreams, the one where the incident took place. I honestly would have preferred the blurriness rather than seeing it in all its old glory. However, the soft touch of the curtain gave me the substantiation of calmness as I heard the squealing distant thuds of the bear suit touching the stained ground. The thuds grew louder. He must be getting closer. I would have to run soon, regardless of the current state of my feelings. Why did I come here? And how is he still here? These thoughts blurred my mind as the thuds came closer. I needed to devise a plan, something to pursue if he found me. Other than the now stained old cardboard clouds bolted on the stage wall, there was nothing to help me. I'm dead, I thought. There's no way I will be able to survive this. Just then, the curtain was tugged off the stage and I heard a metal beam which originally held the curtain fall to the ground. I was still facing the stage wall, but I could feel his presence directly behind me. I forcibly closed my eyes without facing him, hoping I could simply go down without a fight. Just then, I could recap every piece of information that went through my head at that exact moment. All the nightmares, all the visions, all of it. But here I am, actually inside the Fredbear building, and it was no nightmare, and the dream of the bite is nothing compared to this. Welcome to the hell I've been experiencing for many weeks. There he was, squirming inside the animatronic jaw as the group of children donning Freddy Fazbear masks laughed uncontrollably. I have to save them, I thought. I need to take him down from there. However, I knew deep down inside I could do nothing. I would be too chicken to run and tell, and I was frozen with fear as the familiar Fredbear song playing through the small speakers glitched out and the animatronic began to spin left and right. My guilt started to settle deep inside me. What happened next shaped the rest of my childhood. The bear's jaw closed. The child stopped trying to escape, her eyes turning dull and lifeless. The teeth shoved through the little head, crushing it almost instantly, and I covered my eyes, terrified and regretful. The children's laughter turned into stunned silence. This is nothing but a dream, a forgotten childhood memory that continues to bug me every night. I have tried to ignore it whenever it occurred recently, but it never works. Although the memory is blurred, I can still make it out as much as I could all those years ago. The nightmares are, surprisingly, always exactly the same. This time, I will finally let it out. I flipped open a notebook full of past investigations. Without a moment of hesitation, I flipped to a new blank page and began to write. I am James Gover, an investigator. No, that's not good enough. Who cares about my job? I erased my name and career and started over. My name is James Gover, 32 years old. For years now, I have been having horrific nightmares that has given me much stress, a memory that refuses to go away. It felt great to finally let out the feelings locked within my brain. I actually managed to pinpoint a whole abbreviation of details within minutes. I was extremely anxious to share this experience with somebody, even if they thought I was losing my mind. I even took the time to draw a small picture at the bottom of the page, depicting the child inside Fredbear's jaws. My eyes scanned the page one last time to make sure that I didn't forget any important details before I shut the notebook. I pulled my watch out for the exact time. I was late for work. I hurriedly jumped in the shower and afterwards began to eat breakfast. I quickly walked out to my car once I was ready and put the car in drive. I worked at a small building towards the end of town, and I had a few clients ready to talk about their propositions. I hope Darla, my assistant, somehow keeps them preoccupied. Halfway there, I was trapped in traffic so heavy that I actually wasn't moving at all. I banged my hand against the wheel and the car emitted a loud honk, indicating I was in a rush. Sure enough, the traffic refused to change, and I continued to not move. I felt my cell phone vibrate in my pocket and I assumed it was Darla. I picked up the phone and began the call with a swift, "How do you do, missus?" The voice on the receiving end, soft, hesitant yet determined, like always, responded with, "Where are you?" I responded with the usual answer I gave when I was late. I just had some things to do before I left my house. By this time, she had already heard that excuse a million times. After a short, impetuous conversation, Darla let me know that the clients had yet to arrive. That way, I wouldn't keep anyone waiting. It was about a full 30 minutes later before I arrived at the building. Once I did, I saw Darla watching out the window, holding a file in her hand. I stepped inside onto the checkered pattern floor and walked over to her. Darla was barely my height. I was about 5'9", meaning she was close to about 5'4". We always used to joke about how much taller I was when I first took up the job. Also, not to mention the fact that since she is the usual blonde-hair, blue-eyed girl that anyone in the country would recognize from a mile away, that was, until she dyed her hair brown. I always wondered if I was the reason why, since I always joked about her hair and eye combination as well. Not to mention a southerner's accent that was so badly covered up over the years, although I never knew if she was really from the south. "What is it?" I asked, briefly glancing at the file in her hand and back to her friendly blue eyes. "Listen, James, a client stopped by. He insisted on giving this to you. She handed me a fairly organized, if small, file. He wanted to file a missing persons report on a local pizzeria." To be honest, I wasn't pleased with the case until I read it was more of a local business, one of the last places I would have expected anything similar to a missing persons case to have happened. Did he leave a number or anything like that?" I asked. She quickly responded, saying every piece of contact information was inside. I let her know that I would check on this later and headed to my office to sort through any other cases that may require my attention. I sat down on a chair next to my dusty desk and pulled an ashtray close to me. I lit a cigar and began to sort through the past clients. The pizzeria report caught my eye most of the time, and I was anxious to see what was inside, but I promised myself that I would check on it later. After I'd finished going through the reports, I glanced out the window next to me. It was dark, and that meant it was closing time. I stood up, paused, and quickly sat back down before I left. I had a promise to fulfill. I took the pizzeria case, labelled under the P section of my divider, and began to flip it open. Nothing too interesting, simply a missing person report that went through the cops' hands without them even thoroughly checking it. "The client says that he was related to the missing person," Darla stated, attempting to sneak a cigar out of my pack. She must have entered the room while I was busy contemplating on the file. I gave a little smirk as she moved her nimble hands over the pack. "You're not going to try that, are you?" I asked. She seemed too young and full of life to be wasting her life on a cigar. She glanced at the cigarette, uncertain for a brief second, before putting it down and continuing her initial sentence. "Apparently the incident took place at some old children's pizzeria." My eyes lit up. Could it be? "Some place called Fredbears Family Diner. It's been closed a while." End of the chapter. So, my man, this is looking pretty damn good in my opinion. Expand. I'm enjoying this. So, obviously, the start of the book starts off very similar to the FNAF novel in the sense that we're getting a snippet of something that's already happened. Obviously, this guy's got nightmares, and he's reliving the past event that's triggered inside his mind. He's obviously seen the bites of 83, 87, whatever the hell it is, and we're going back to Fredbear's Family Diner to scope out something else. Obviously, as the chapters go on, we're potentially gonna see what's happening there. It's pretty damn exciting. Anyway, that's chapter 1. You guys want to see more stories? You like my voice? and all the editing I did, so this is a very, very nice way to do some more reading on the channel. Thank you very much to the fantastic Expand. If you want to read, I think there's 3 chapters up at the moment. If you want to read them yourself, I will pop a link to the book in the description below. Go and check it out. Let Expand know what you think of it, and let me know what you think of it as well. Potentially, if Expand will let me, we can do chapters 2 and onwards. If you guys want to see that on the channel, let me know with a like down the bottom, along with a comment. That would be fantastic. But either way, guys, let's shoot for 69 likes. I've been Razzbowski, you've been the beautiful bastards, as always, for watching, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye!